Hey everyone, and a very warm welcome to another episode of Diva. So for today, I'm actually going to start a very new series, which will hopefully be better after the COVID-19 period. So I'm going to start a new series called Diva Travel. Alright, so this new series is basically me traveling, but because of this COVID-19 period and we're all stuck at home, so it's best that instead of doing a travel, which I did recently, I'm going to do one which was highly requested by quite a few of my friends, which is basically my Vietnam graduation trip. So my Vietnam graduation trip happened roughly in 2018. In 2018 March, between 4th March and 9th March, I actually went to Vietnam with some of my friends for 6 days and 5 nights. And it was a spectacular experience. It was amazing, and the whole thing was each of us only paid less than $700, about $600 plus for the entire trip, which includes flights, accommodation, food, fun, and everything you can do at Vietnam in Ho Chi Minh City for about $600 plus SGD. So a lot of you have been asking me, oh, what's my itinerary? Where did you go? What did you eat? So I'm going to explain my entire itinerary as well as things to do and things to look out for in Vietnam especially. So let's get to it. Alright, so first up is flights. So basically when we took when we planned our Vietnam travel, we actually planned on having a Scoot Vietnam travel. We actually went to Scoot, and turns out there actually was we were lucky enough to actually get at the time it was some passion card offer and discount. So therefore we got a return flight from Singapore to Ho Chi Minh City, Ho Chi Minh to back to Singapore, was $100 actually. It was about 52 flying there, and 42 coming back. So in total it was 100 plus some credit card bill which was $80, some credit card fee, but split between the 4 of us traveling. So it was 20 each. So our total our flight only cost $120. Return flight to Ho Chi Minh City, which was in comparison relatively cheap already. Also, I traveled with a great group of friends. These friends we had a pact before we actually traveled that we would have travel no host bar, kind of like an impromptu off the cuff situation. So if anything happens or anything that we plan or we have to do something, we will actually go off road from our original plan. So that's what we agreed on, and I guess it kind of made a very much more incredible and memorable experience in general. Alright, and now for accommodation. Our Airbnb, I'm just gonna find our Airbnb, somewhere here. Our Airbnb basically costs $49 per person. $49 per person for 6 days, 5 nights. So it was not bad actually. So total, if you include total, it'll be about $980 per night per person, which was relatively cheap. And for the place that we got, if you can see here, it was actually very nice. We had free Wi-Fi, free Netflix for the entire time we were there, as well as, okay, maybe not breakfast, but hey, you can eat breakfast downstairs, right? At those food streets and those stalls. But on top of that, the Airbnb host actually gave us Vietnamese instant noodles. Oh my god, I don't have it now. It was the most delicious thing ever, and we all hooked on it. Even we tried finding it, and we bought packs of it when we came back to Singapore, and we tried to find it, but we couldn't find it. Let me attach an image here if I can find it on the internet or something. Okay, so with the Airbnb settled, okay, if some of you who don't know, Vietnam is split into different districts. So basically in Ho Chi Minh City you have District 1 all the way to District something lah. Okay, so the main, if you guys have heard of Benta Market or a lot of the market and the hustle and bustle of Ho Chi Minh City is in District 1, which is in the middle. So this Airbnb happened to be in District 4, which is slightly off District 1, but turns out it's only a 2 to 3 minute Grab ride from District 4. And our apartment at Airbnb was so accessible, it was next to the highway. So the moment we reached there, we actually got on the Grab, reached Ho Chi Minh. We got from a cab to the Airbnb. Then from Airbnb, when we settled down, we actually went to go to District 1 to find stuff to do. So we took a Grab, and the Grab there was so cheap. Like, imagine prices in Singapore can go from $8, $10 all the way to $20, right? Grab in Vietnam is so cheap. It was, bear in mind that the exchange rate was 1 Singapore dollar to 17,000 Vietnamese dong, which is their currency there. So a trip, Vietnam Grab ride was about 36,000 from our Airbnb to the one, which was actually converted. Sounds a lot, but converted is only about $2 plus. A $2 Grab ride, guys. That is nowhere you can find one. It's a $2 Grab ride. So it was an amazing price. But the Airbnb is so well located that even behind our Airbnb, there was a Korean barbecue. Oh my god! Of all places, of all things to eat and to find, we kind of discovered the night we were there. We just walked around. We discovered a Korean barbecue. We had our dinner, and it cost 9 Singapore dollars for the barbecue buffet. A buffet, guys. A buffet, $9. And if you want like the soup on top of it, it's $10. So like, oh my god, that's a lot. For $9, each of us just be $9. We get all you can eat buffet. Like where the roof was like, there was no roof. So it was just the stars, and it was charcoal. Not like those electric ones. There was charcoal, so there was flavor. They had all kinds of meat, from pork, fish, beef, chicken, everything marinated fully. There was a free flow of vegetables, and so it was amazing. Like, it was so cheap. But the whole thing now is I can't find the Airbnb now, so I'm not sure the listing is still there. But I searched Airbnb for other apartments in Ho Chi Minh City, and there are tons of it. You can see here, there's so many. So do not hesitate to look for Airbnbs in Vietnam, because I think in Vietnam, Airbnbs are relatively cheap, and the hosts are trying to outbeat each other in terms of benefits. I mean, travel after the COVID-19 period, of course, but do try to look for Airbnb because I think it's so cheap, and the hosts will always go the extra mile. I know Vietnamese people are so nice, so they'll always go the extra mile to try and make your stay a little bit better. Whether is it giving you extra food, extra water, just little small stuff that makes you feel a little more taken care of when you're in Vietnam. Alright, next up would be the food in Vietnam. So, a lot of you, I'm sure, will have known some Vietnamese food. Vietnamese food that you would definitely have known are stuff like pho, banh mi, the Vietnamese coffee, the spring rolls. I mean, these are something that you can definitely will see in Vietnam as you walk the street. So in Vietnam, they have all these things and more, like so much more. So if you walk the streets of Ho Chi Minh City, you tend to know that most of the restaurants all the eateries tend to be restaurants because it's District 1. So it tends to be a bit more atas, atas. So a meal there can cost between $5 to $17 because it's in District 1, so it's more expensive. But when we first got there, we didn't know about this fact, and we didn't know Ho Chi Minh City was so bustling. So we actually went to this famous restaurant called Pho 2000, and turns out Pho 2000 is where Bill Clinton actually had his pho when he visited Vietnam for a state visit. So cute. And the bowl there, I think the price was slightly more expensive. It was matching Singapore pricing of between $12 to $10 a bowl, which was matching like Nam Nam pricing, Nam Nam or So Pho in Singapore. I don't know whether some of you will know this. The bread, the sandwich is called banh mi. So in Vietnam, they have these small little roadside banh mi stores all over Vietnam, spreading across wide. So you can have banh mi for as cheap as 15,000 dong, which is less than $1, less than Singapore dollar. You can get a full sandwich. But the whole thing is, the cheaper you go, the more mystery ingredients they put inside. Because we don't understand Vietnamese. So when we went there, it was a very interesting experience to go there and eat food which I didn't understand or didn't know what was inside. It was more of a risk. So I just took it. I was like, okay, this is less than $1. Let's see. It's delicious. It's so good. But I really don't know what I was eating. But the experience was, hey, I mean, I didn't get stomach ache or anything. So I guess it must have some kind of minced meat or fish or tuna, but it was really very good. And to the more expensive banh mi's, which cost about $2, so it's about 34,000 dong or 35,000 dong. But even inside, so the more expensive the banh mi you go, the more rich the ingredients are. Like, I got mystery meat on one end, and on the other end, I got like roast pork. Like, they grilled the 3-layer pork, the Chinese sancheng roll. They grill in front of you, and they put it inside the banh mi, and we ate it. Holy, that was amazing. Like, you bite in, the juice just spills out. Oh, that is good. Okay, but we have also one dish that was recommended by the Grab driver when we took a Grab, because he noticed that we were not Vietnamese. So he recommended Bombo Hill. I don't even know if I'm saying correctly. I just type it down here, and so you guys can Google search yourself. You know, Bombo Hill. I really don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but he recommended this dish, which was basically online. It is a dish that is both spicy, sour, salty, and sweet, and the broth is the main ingredient. Oh, it's made by beef bones, beef shank, and lemongrass with shrimp paste and chili oil. And we had it like, we had both the pho and the bom bo hill on the streets of Vietnam. So it was those like food stalls or like those hawker center stalls, and just like in the middle of down there, there's one stall. So basically, just ate there, and then the lady will come to you asking you, okay, we do a lot of pointing because we didn't know Vietnamese, and I think it's our fault that we didn't try and learn a little bit. But we really tried to order like one. But they were so patient with us, and they were so kind that they were still willing to interpret our sign language, and it was so nice, and they gave us what we wanted. Oh, and besides the food, one thing you have to try is the Vietnamese iced coffee. Now, some of you may or may not know this brand called G7. G7 is a very well-known coffee export from Vietnam. But what we did know was that there was a G7 cafe in Ho Chi Minh City, and it was a specialized cafe that had like menus with basically a Starbucks, but like Starbucks were roasters, like, you know, atas one. Basically, like, they caffeinated to how much caffeine you want in terms of the work you are doing. So like normal office work is level 1, and like creative work is level 7. We were shocked to see the menu. Alright, so now for the fun part. So because we had 6 days, 5 nights in Vietnam, we actually decided to try out the various cities outside of Ho Chi Minh City. So we actually ventured out into 2 main areas of Vietnam outside of Ho Chi Minh City, which is Dalat, which is the central province of Lam Dong, as well as Munei, which is a beach resort town. So Dalat was about an 8-hour drive from Ho Chi Minh City, whereas Munei was about a 4-hour drive from Ho Chi Minh City. So we basically did was we actually went down to a travel agent in Ho Chi Minh City, and then he quoted like a 5.9 million Vietnamese dong for million, because everything is in thousands there. So a few hundreds is about a million already. Million for a price to include a guide. Basically a guide, 5-star hotel, private travel, everything. So we said no, we wanted something cheap. So we cut it all the way down to a very early morning sleeper bus ride to Dalat, and then a 3-star hotel there in Dalat, and then coming back a night ride with no guide. So that was about 1.5 million dong, which was not too bad. It was about $88 per person, but $88 for a 2-way sleeper bus ride as well as a hotel stay. And for the Munei one, I think it was 60,000 dong. 60,000 dong for a jeep tour. So there was sleeper bus that takes us from Ho Chi Minh City to Munei, and then a jeep will pick us up from the Munei and bring us around a Munei jeep tour. 1 full day jeep tour, which was amazing. Okay, let's move on to Dalat. So when we're in Dalat, turns out when the travel agent said 3-star, I'm not sure whether he knew or he didn't know, but when we went to reach the hotel, it was a 4-star hotel. So to us, we're like, yay! Because we really expected 3-star, we got 4-star. It was called the Semi Hotel in Dalat, and it was an amazing hotel. And turns out it looked a little colonial, like almost a historic building, similar to like how you do Fullerton. It was a very like colonial-esque building where it was just so wow. It was like oof. Yeah, so that was fun to stay with. It was so nice. The room was as if French colonial, British colonial kind one, so it was very nice. And the buffet breakfast in the next day was of course to die for, because we're having street food the entire trip. So to have a buffet breakfast, it was woo! It was not bad, it was nice. Okay, so in Dalat there are a few things you can do. So we went on there. So we visited a few places, one was the Yersin School Dalat, which is an abandoned high school, I think. We're basically an abandoned school, but it was an abandoned school, large abandoned school, so it's a huge land to use and to play, as well as to take a lot of Instagrammable photos. Okay, we took so many photos of Instagrammable like sights and sounds and everything. So it was amazing. It was a grass. There was a mini forest. There was like abandoned school halls, classrooms, abandoned school grounds. So the sun was so good. We took a lot of amazing shots there. Highly recommend to go. Okay, next one we also went to this church called Domaine De Marie. Basically, it was a very nice pink Catholic church in Dalat. And when we went to Dalat, we saw that the church was pink. It's a very vibrant baby pink church. So the walls of the church were so Instagrammable. It was the kind that you would just go and pink. It was so pink, it was so cute. I mean, it was so small, so quaint, because it was open to public and tourists as well. So we went in, we saw, and it was so cute, it was so quaint. We took some Instagrammable photos as well. The pink backdrop, it was so amazing. If everybody's like cheerful, it was so good. Okay, so after that, we went in the night time. For the first day in Dalat, we actually went to this place called the night market in Dalat called Cho Dalat. Now, Cho Dalat is an amazing place. But I'm not wrong, it's like a building. Then they kind of built a night market around that building. So then it's like a town square. So then the entire town square is basically turned into a huge night market. So there was everything there. From your Thai ice cream rolls, Vietnamese pancakes, fried quail eggs, seafood, grilled stuff. There was some beef. There was a lot of stuff. There's just a whole myriad of stuff. The sugar, the spice, there's everything next. Yeah, so there was so much stuff. And okay, so next day at Dalat, we also went to the Prenn Waterfall, which was the waterfall that was slightly nearer to Dalat, as it was like a 40-minute taxi ride, where there was a lot. There's like the waterfall you see here. There was a beautiful waterfall. There was a garden beside it where you can just walk through. It was like gardens by the bay but hotter and out of Singapore. So there was a lot of stuff to see. There was traditional like costume photography there. There was some gardens with some statues of fables, I guess. I don't know. Some weird statues. There were a lot of flowers there. There was an archery range there as well. Yeah, archery range. There was some stuff. So there was a horse as well. I don't know why a horse is riding as well. It was a very like nature reserve kind of area with a Prenn Waterfall. And to enter, it wasn't expensive as well. So it was quite cheap. So all in all, not too bad experience. That was Dalat we visited Dalat for 2 days and 1 night. And it was an amazing experience for 2 days. We rushed back to Munei the second night. And we rushed back to Ho Chi Minh the second night. And then we repacked our bag because the next day we're traveling to Munei. Alright, so in Munei, it was a 1-day jeep tour. So we took the sleeper bus down to Munei. And then the jeep picked us up from the pickup point, which was this like little fur breakfast area, which was so good. Like all of us were dressed to like summer and like tan, and then we had like this fur and coconut water and like juice. It was dreams. It was paradise. So we had our fur there, standard restaurant pricing, because it was a beach resort area. So the fur was good, the water was good. Then we had a trip the jeep took us to 4 main areas of Munei, which was the fishing village of Munei, the fairy dunes, which was like a river going through like sand dunes. It's golden sand dunes. There was a yellow sand dune and a white sand dunes. So the jeep took us to all four. So we had all three sand dunes were amazing. Like first we visited I'm not wrong, it was the fairy dunes, which you can actually walk the river and then you can take Instagram photos like here, just a lot. We walked, and it was just like a lot of stuff coming down, and because it was windy, so do be careful if you're going there. Wear sunglasses or wear something to protect the face, because sand will be blowing at you in all directions if it's windy. Like, but you get skin, okay, smooth skin. So when we were there, so take off. Maybe just like wear comfortable footwear as well, because when you're doing a fairy dunes, we do just take out your shoes. So it'll be good if you can put them on easily as well. So it was an amazing thing. We walked through. The river was clean, clear. Then you have the dunes just beside. There's like the Grand Canyon but smaller, and it was so nice. You wouldn't think it's Vietnam. Yeah. So we walked through. Then we went to the fishing village, which was a normal fishing village. It was just that they were in like these boats. There's not like a sampan. It was more like a round like cup. There was like covered just like, yeah, it was like that. So they fished with this like bowl shaped boat, which was interesting. I've never seen such a boat before. So okay, then next one we actually had to do. We were at the white sand dunes where you could do ATV. So basically you pay the guy. Yeah. So it was about 500,000 dong. What's it? I forgot the price. Oh my god. It's either 200,000 dong or 500,000 dong. To actually take the ATV ride with him. He will ride you up with his ATV all the way to the top of the sand dunes. So if you see here, we rode to the top, and the top was amazing. It was like roof. It was just so wide. It was like wow. Because you're at the top, so you can see everything. But because there's so much wind blowing at you, I was wearing shorts, for goodness sakes. I was wearing shorts. Because I was wearing shorts, it was so like our bodies got sandblasted. We got sandblasted. So our skin got sandblasted, our face got sandblasted, every part of our body got sandblasted because we were at the top of the sand dune with lots of wind. So basically you exit the sand dune with smooth skin, like so smooth skin. Because everything will be exfoliated and sandblasted. I went there with shorts, you know. You know how unprepared I was for sandblasting. It was pain, but it was so good. So it was amazing, like the light was good and the wind was good. It was a memorable, unexplainable experience. It was so nice. And then of course you saw the sunset, I think at the yellow dune, I think. The white and the yellow one. We went to the yellow one to see the sunset. And wow, the sun was like a nice orange, and then I was just like being a bit emo. So I was like, drawing some stuff on the sand, and then the sand was like, you see the sunset, it was nice orange, and just see like sunset on the sand. It was so nice, romantic, and it was so sweet. Like, it was a very nice end to an amazing day. And I think that was the last thing that we did before we packed up the next day. Oh no, wait, one more day to like chill and relax in Ho Chi Minh City before we flew off next day. So I think that was the last actual event that we did in Ho Chi Minh, in Vietnam in general. So I guess that concludes my itinerary. If you guys want any more further details, I could post like the full like listing in the description box below. Maybe a specific listing of what happened and where did we go, what did we do. But yeah, so for those who want to visit Vietnam, I say give Vietnam a chance, because Vietnam is an amazing country, an amazing place, and could visit places outside of Vietnam, or outside of Ho Chi Minh City in particular. Visit outside Ho Chi Minh City, things are a lot more exciting than it seems. And there's so much more food to explore. There's so much, and the people there are so nice. They're really very nice. So, but just have fun. Vietnam we went there because the flight was cheap, but we we really didn't know that we had that much fun until we actually went there. So do give Vietnam a chance, and yeah, just travel Vietnam and see after COVID-19, okay? I can't end the video without saying that also travel with an amazing bunch of people. And these people made the trip so much more better because basically we were like the no holds bar people. So like, you know what, travel for fun, off the cuff, impromptu decisions. Like we had impromptu decisions to actually went to the travel agent. Every single decision along the line of what we did for a trip was entirely unplanned. Make the most of the time there, have fun. Yeah. So of course enjoy the company, and yeah. So hope you guys are staying safe. Stay healthy during this period, and stay home. Okay, circuit breaker has extended, so just remember to stay home so we can bring down these numbers decisively, as PMA says, decisively and swiftly bring us numbers so we can return back to normal life as soon as possible, guys. Okay, stay home, stay safe, and remember, if you guys have any comments or any suggestions for my next videos, do let me know in the comment box below. And I think that is it for today's video. So stay safe, stay healthy, eat your fruits, eat your veggies, eat your vitamin C, and that's it for me. Bye bye.